Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Lisa with Lisa's Faith and Budget Planning channel. I'm excited to be here today. It's a new month, a new start, fresh start, and I need to get into my sinking funds and my savings tracker. You're going to see one little thing different in my budget sheets. And what you're going to see is I use the sinking funds category beginning plus, minus, and ending here on my savings tracker. Normally I would just mark out date and then put category and write it down, but I printed this for myself, so do not think this savings tracker is in my shop. But I kind of left the dated one where it says date beginning plus or minus and ending for savings tracker in the shop because that's what people are used to seeing. So, but for myself, I modified this. So this is not how it is in the shop. Just keep that in mind. But the header's the same. I just basically took this budget sheet, took out sinking funds, and put savings tracker right there. That's the only thing I did different. But these are both the exact same sheets because I run my savings accounts as sinking funds. Even though it's a savings tracker and I'm doing this to save, some of it's for, well, all of it's for a specific reason, but it's not as fluid as things going in and out. Mostly money's going into this account, but not much is coming out. Where these are annual expenses that come out throughout the year, and I want to make sure that they are fluid and tracked, pretty well. So that's what I have going on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to off screen fill in my categories, get that all set up, and then we'll fill in the amounts, the beginnings, and from our March sinking funds and savings tracker, and get everything set up and ready for the month of April. So I'm excited to do this, and I will be right back. Okay, I am back. So I have March's sinking funds budget sheet here. I have my sinking funds budget sheet for April, and let's dive right in. So what I do is I take the ending here, which this has the actual amount of my bank account for savings for these for these sinking funds, I should say. And last month I actually used the heating and AC contract. I usually pay it in April, but I had already gotten the bill and there was plenty of money in the account to cover, even though it was a $10 negative. You're going to see that as a $10 positive on this sinking fund sheet for this month. So yeah, I'm excited about that. And let's go ahead and get, I need my red pen since I did that. And let's go ahead and get into putting our beginning amounts. I'm not going to do any addition or subtraction because I actually don't put money into this account until my second or third paycheck of the month, depending on how the month falls. This month actually just falls into 2 paycheck categories, and the third paycheck actually is on the last day of the month, and it's an extra check for the month of April. So because my husband gets paid every other week, there was an extra paycheck this month, and it doesn't need to be allocated to any bills. So that's probably mostly either all going in the savings or, well, no, I do take it back. I am using it because I'm getting my kitchen painted, and I'm getting my dining room painted and front room. And he's working on the kitchen now, so I'm really excited. I can't wait to see all that. So yeah, and let's jump right in. So let me zoom you in just a little bit so that we can see the numbers better. So hold on one second. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this. So Amazon Prime, we ended with $70 at the end of the month. So that's our new beginning. It comes out in September. We get our Amazon Prime, the shipping stuff and all the other things that you get with it, but the video and things like that, that's what we mainly really love it for. Disney Plus, we have $23.32, and I just realized I will be putting in my adding category. It's the subtracting category I won't be taking out of. I have my trackers backwards when I was thinking about this. I will put in what we add in every month, even though at the end of the month is when I balance and reconcile it. So if any changes happen, I do make those changes, but I want to put the beginning amount, and then I want to put what I normally add to it. And then at the end of the month, if anything comes out, that's when I will put the ending amount. So I don't know what I was talking about earlier. Good Lord. Okay, 2332. Okay, 311. So this is ready to be paid, and I'm actually going to pay this month. It's $299 for the Orkin spray, not spray, daggone it, termite. It's $88 for the spray, but we're not doing the spray right now. We're just doing the termite contract, and that lasts a year. So I'm going to be paying that in April. So you will see at the end of the month where that's going to be subtracted out. But I am going to keep money and putting in money into the sinking funds to fund for next year. Heat contract, that is heat and AC, that is the negative $10. And you're going to see me add money back in, and then it'll be positive at the end of the month. So negative $10. But that's what I love about sinking funds. If you have to go negative just for a month or so, and you know there's not a lot of activity in your sinking funds, and you have a good balance in there, you can cover something for a few dollars or so in order to cover it. And it doesn't really affect you in any way. It just... it keeps balancing out as long as you keep making that deposit. So, City of Chesapeake. So that is our property tax for our vehicles and our stormwater. So I have right now going in $52. Oh, geez. I'm all over the map today. I am so sorry. I do apologize. I meant to write what the end balance was. Okay, that's $520. So in June, you're going to see this come out because this is pretty much almost fully funded. And yeah, that's what's going to happen there. Senior year is really funded, $700. Whew, my son will be a senior in the fall. His school starts the day after Labor Day here in Chesapeake. And so, yeah, he'll be a senior in the fall. I'm like, oh my goodness, I cannot believe it. So I went $1,200, which is $100 a month. I started this obviously 7 months ago. And so that I could have $1,200 by September and start buying yearbooks and class rings or cap and gown and announcements and invitations and decorations and all the fun stuff. So I'm excited about that. Oh, pictures. Gotta get pictures done and all that. Senior photos. $545 is what I have in my cell phone tech. So anytime anybody needs to upgrade their cell phone in our home, we can use that as a way of paying for it. Also, like last month, my husband bought a phone, but we got a stimulus, and he just paid it out of the stimulus. So this could go toward, I think Jack, my youngest son, is one with the oldest phone. It's a iPhone 10. So he'll probably need one in a year or two. So that'll build up good for him. $200 for Christmas. I'm only putting $50 away, and $200 for vacation is where we're at. Not $50 a day, $50 a month. And so, it'll be $600 by the end of the year. This is just to supplement any time we do have a vacation, we have a good amount of money, we can add that to it. Like vacation, we're going to use this $200 coming up because we have a hotel stay. My son is on spring break next week, and both of my sons. And so we're going to go visit my mom for a couple of days, and she lives 3 hours from here, and we're just going to stay in a hotel, which is awesome. Christmas, same thing. It's just, instant cash ready to spend for whatever we need to over the Christmas holidays, whether we want decor, whether we want to buy Christmas gifts, things like that. But usually the family kind of gives us enough money for all that, but we'll see. Hot water heater, we know it has to be replaced in 8 to 12 years after it's purchased, and we just purchased a new one, so we decided to go ahead and set up a fund for that. It's up to $80. P.O. Box, $17 a month is what it is. I pay it twice a year. And then dividends. So ending balance for dividends was $182. And now we're going to get set up for how much we're going to add for all our sinking funds. So what I add is the same amount every month. Doesn't change. And that's okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover this a little bit so I can keep track where I'm at, hopefully. Maybe. No, I'm going to layer this on top. That's what I'm going to do. Because I need these numbers here. So what we're going to do is I'm going to put how much I'm going to add when I make my deposit. Now, when I make a deposit, I have a total for sinking funds. It's over $400. And I just put it into the savings account. But within the savings account, on the sheet, I can see how much goes to each category. I just total the number up for, well, the 45 cents from last month is already there. But if you take this number minus the 45 cents, that's what all these totals add up to be. And that's what I deposit every month. So I'm going to add $10 because it's $119 for Amazon Prime a year for us. So just leaves an extra $1 in the account. If we do $10 a month, $583 is the $69.99 charge, annual charge divided by 12. And that's just a rough estimate. So $583, same thing for this Apple subscription. Disney Plus's subscription. Apple subscription is my Word, Excel, PowerPoint, the whole Microsoft Office package for a Mac. That's what I have here. I'm going to add $55 here to start funding for next year's contract. And then $20 for the heat and AC, and because I'm adding $20, that's going to be positive $10 at the end of the month. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to need to take anything out because this is only for that contract. If we have a heating and AC problem they have to come and fix and we have to pay for, that would come out of our emergency fund or our buffer in our checking account, things like that. This is just for the contract alone. City of Chesapeake, I'm going to add $52 and then $100 for my son's senior year, all the good stuff. $100 for cell phone tech, $50 for Christmas, $50 for vacation, $20 for hot water heater, and then $17. Yeah, last month was the first month I funded, so $17 for the P.O. box. The dividends this time, I gotta look at my app over here. The dividends this time was 53 cents. And yep, that's what that was. So I can actually total that because they're not going to give me more dividends. I already know what it is. Plus the 53, and that gives me $2.35. There we go. So that can go there. Not a problem. And then when I pay and write the check for the orchid and termite, I'll put that amount right there. That'll reduce this number here, and you'll see that at the end of the month. That's the only transaction I have. I don't have a lot of transactions that I do. I have just annual expenses and periodic expenses, but it's a great way to keep track of it in your savings account. So there we go. That's the sinking funds and savings, or sinking funds tracker. Now I'm going to move on to the savings tracker, which is awesome. Okay, before I forget, I do want to go ahead and put my totals down here. This is going to be the same number as this, which is $2,681.46. And then this is going to be, so this total amount here is $485.66 plus the 53 cents. Oops, that's not it. $485.66. Let me just go ahead and do this. So I need to total up these sinking funds. So let's go ahead and do that. 10 plus 5. Okay, here we go. So $486.19. That is what's going into the account for this month for sinking funds. And let's move on to the savings tracker. And I have that already set up as well. So let me move this out of the way. And this should be pretty simple. Again, this is what I normally do. When I print the savings tracker, this is what's normally in the shop. It just says date. for comparison, you can see it says date beginning plus minus ending. I just used the sinking fund and changed the title at the top because I use it as a category instead of scratching out the date. I created my own. So I don't want anybody to be confused. If you have questions, please leave them down below, and I will definitely help and answer your questions on it. If you're interested in a tracker like this, let me know. You can email me through Etsy or here on my channel, and I could definitely help you with that. So starter emergency fund. The beginning balance with that is $1,000. This is the Dave Ramsey $1,000 baby emergency fund. I like, after having that first $1,000, I like keeping it separate. I baby it like a baby, even though I have one at home that's $1,000 with the cash envelopes. I don't know if I've talked about that today in my savings tracker or sinking funds here, this video, but I do have printable envelopes in my shop now in the designs of the month. So I'm excited about that, but I do keep an emergency fund at home. It's got $1,000 in it. You can see all the different paper clipped $20 bills and a few $50 bills. And I have a tracker in there that I made. So yeah, I love this cash envelope. It just makes it easy and pretty to look at. And if I needed a little extra cash for emergencies, it's right here. This is my, how would you call it? Get the heck out of Dodge money. So if we have a natural disaster, hurricane, tornadoes, I have a safe, a briefcase safe that we have all our important papers in. If we're ducking and hiding in a closet or in a bathroom or something like that during a storm, we have this with us and all our important papers. And if the house is not somewhere we can stay, then we can get the heck out of Dodge. And we have cash to go with it. If the storms or anything is bad enough and I can't get to an ATM right away, I don't even have to worry about it. And things like that. So that's what that's for. We've had some bad disasters in the past with hurricanes, tornadoes, and snowstorms and things like that just really wreaked havoc in the area. In the past, I would say 5 or 6 years, it's been the weather's been really, really bad, more dangerous than it was in the past. So I really like having that fund in cash in the house. But that's all I have, and it stays in the safe. So that's it. Everything else stays in the bank. So my 6-month savings, and that's for our expenses for our 6 months. On top of that emergency fund, this is where we're building our bigger emergency fund. And because of the stimulus check and tax returns, I was able to end up with $7,665. I am 21% away from completing the $36,500 that I want for my 6-month expense savings. Travel expense here. So for my family, travel expense savings is for my husband. He travels, he pays for his meals, he pays for sometimes hotels and things, and he can get reimbursed through his company. So we keep a savings, we bumped it up a little bit to $800 because we are uncertain of these times and what things will cost. And they haven't been doing a lot of traveling, but they're getting ready to start doing more traveling than they did before. So with his company, so we bumped it up to $800. It used to be $720. Now it's $800. But not a lot. I do have some dividends. I do know about. Oh, I forgot to put dividends on here. So let me find that off to the side here. Dividends. There we go. I'm going to erase this total because I wasn't ready for that yet. So dividends. So these savings account do accumulate dividends. Not much, just a little bit. And I like to account for that. So the next thing we have that I have on my list is vacation. And I put it in different order than I have over here. So out of the stimulus and savings from last month and tax returns, both state and federal, we have $3,500 put aside to do a vacation in August. and we're going to go in the Gatlinburg region. Not sure where we're staying or what we're doing yet, but that is what we've decided to do. We just haven't made the plans yet, and that's what I need to do next. So I'm really excited about that. So far we have, in the beginning of this month, which is the end of last month, $6.34 of dividends, and I can add dividends here because we had a whopping $1.62. So I do know that much about our dividends in the savings account. And let's go ahead and total that up because I know that's not going to change. It gets added to, the bank adds to the dividends that go in the account, but does not take out, and I don't use it for anything. I just let it sit there and build. And we have built it up to $7.96. Whew, that probably took most of the year to do that. Anyway, I don't know what I'm going to, I know I'm probably not going to add anything here. I don't know what I'm adding at the end of the month. It just depends on how much is left over. I do know my husband has a third salary check for the month, and that's going to get deposited after tithing. And then whatever's left over from our normal spending for the month, paychecks, whatever's left over with that, that's going to go into savings. And then we'll leave some in the checking account as a buffer to roll over into May, which I can't believe I'm saying. We're already going into May. Wow. So this is my savings tracker. This is savings. Even though sinking funds is a savings thing, it gets spent. This is just me building up savings. Now, I have not gone to the bank to do my money market account, but when I do this 6-month expense savings, I'll still keep it here, but it will be separate. It will be a money market account. Right now, they're all in one savings account, which works fine for me. But the rest of it is in the going to be in a money market account, which is awesome. But we'll see how much is added. I do know we'll be taking out all of this, $800, and putting it on my husband's Visa Go card to pay for any travel coming up. And then when he gets back, if he has money left over, we'll put it back in. He can switch it back. If not, I won't worry about it and just make it up later. Probably use his VA education deposits savings to refund that, so he doesn't have to move money around. Once he goes back, well, he did sign up for classes, so once he's back in school, he'll get another deposit. And vacation, we're not going to do anything until I start spending the money, and that won't be until August, so it's just going to sit there for right now. So that is my sinking funds and savings tracker. I'm going to zoom out, and I will be right back. Okay, that's it. That is what I have today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more of my videos, please subscribe to my channel. And I will see you guys next time. Have an amazing and blessed day. Bye.